Welcome to Club Awesome Toastmasters. We are a club that allows members to develop communication and leadership skills, which result in greater self-confidence and personal growth. This is the Awesome Club. Now we are actually working on making it a little bit more awesome, getting more people in the room here in Coral Springs, as well as inviting our fabulous people online. And today is a special workshop. We have Lois Margolin, who will be introduced to you in just a few minutes, leading a workshop on body language and how you make sure you have it working for you rather than against you. Against you can be all sorts of things. It can be nervousness, it can be meaningless gestures, nervous gestures because somebody told you should gesture a lot, so you gesture all over the place. And I think the honest truth is, no matter what you do, somebody can criticize you for it and somebody else can find it charming. When Lois first came to this club, I was here, and I don't remember anybody else criticizing her over this, but I remember her making fun of herself that when she first came to the front of the room, she had kind of a penguin walk. This is Lois's characterization of it. And one of the things is, what do you do with your hands? Right? If you're actually, a lot of times you're trying not to do anything too distracting for them, so you may put them at your side. She had this little thing going, and again, I think it's something that she mocked herself over more than other people ever mocked her. Because Lois came to us as a very accomplished speaker already. She was a leader in the American Business Women's Association. She was an entrepreneur who was active in the Chamber of Commerce and other settings. But she came to Club Awesome because she knew that she could be better. And she has gotten better over the years. She has been a top contestant. She has been a contest leader. She went from being president of our club after a few years to being district director over all of South Florida and the Bahamas. She's a very impressive person, and we're fortunate to have her with us here today. We are recording this meeting. Now, usually I emphasize that we will not share your video without permission. Today, I'm really going to be looking for some little bits that we can capture and we can put out on social media and other places so that folks know what they missed. If you do anything really embarrassing today and you want to make sure that I edit it out of the video, let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to treat it as being fair game because we are in publicity mode. We are in recruiting mode. We are trying to build this club up to, well, when Lois was president, we had 20 to 30 members. We don't have quite that many right now, and we need to get back to it. So I've been working on calling some former members, trying to get them back for a visit. Tricia might remember, do you remember Brian Mycos? Lois would. He was a fabulous high energy member of this club. He's been away from us for a few years, but he's interested in coming back at least for a visit. And we hope to have him here on June 20th, when we have another person who came out of this club and has grown as a leader. Madalena Iredash is coming here to do a workshop on personal branding on June 20th. So you don't want to miss that one. But meanwhile, we have something great going on today. And to get us started and lead us through our meeting, I think I'm going to hand it straight to our Toastmaster of the day because our president is actually traveling and calling in from the car. So hopefully we'll get to hear from her later. And we do also have some guests that we should introduce along the way, including Elaine Neverding, who is also a fabulous person, who I remember from online Presenters Toastmasters, and Lois worked with her on publicizing the virtual Toastmasters conference event that we organized a few years ago. And we have Tiffany Edith coming in remotely, and Mike Caserta, a wonderful mentor to me when I got started in Toastmasters, and thankfully still an active member of this club, although he doesn't get here in person very often. Again, I wanted to introduce for our invocation for today, first of all, Gail Nichols, just to give us a thought to get warmed up. Thank you.
Good morning, fellow Toasties, and welcome guests. We're so glad to have you with us today. Today is the D-Day, and we gather today also to remember the 81st anniversary of D-Day, June 6, 1944. It was a day of great courage and sacrifice. And as we honor those who fought on the beaches of Normandy, we also remember those who gave their lives for the freedom that we enjoy today. We take a moment of silence to reflect on their memory and the cost of liberty. We are thankful for the resilience and determination of those who answered the call to duty. My God, can you imagine? And for the unwavering faith that they demonstrated in the face of adversity. And we hope that their legacy will inspire future generations to pursue peace and justice. May we continue to work towards a world where all people are treated with dignity and respect, and where freedom reigns, and where the spirit of unity prevails. So please, grant us the strength to overcome challenges, the courage to stand for what is right, and the wisdom to build a better future. May we never forget the D-Day lessons, and may we strive to create a world worthy of the sacrifice made by those who came before us. Thank you. Yes.
And now to kick up the formal part of our meeting, we have our Vice President of Education, Tricia Jervis.
Hey, Thank you so much, David. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Toastmasters, guests, DTMs, and especially Lois Margolin, who I will be introducing shortly. But I just wanted to take a moment to say hello to those who are guests here for the time being. Maybe you are still working out getting into that membership application, and that's why you're still a guest, and I appreciate that. So please feel free to visit with us any week. This is a special workshop we're doing today, so it's not like a normal flow of the agenda where we have the 3 parts, but we will have something special, and hopefully you will learn something new about your own body today. Now, again, at the end, we may call on the guests to come up and just give us your impression of the meeting, how you felt, what you might have learned from today's meeting as well. And thank you so much, Gail, for the invocation. It wasn't even on the agenda, but somehow we had it all planned out. And the funny thing is, funny, not funny, one of those moments. You mentioned D-Day, and I thought immediately about the Dunkin' Donuts donut day, and then I realized corporations are really wicked. Like, they take this sentimental, potentially, heartfelt, sensitive day, and they go, we're gonna give you a free donut. All right, well.
Actually, there's a connection there.
There is.
Can I explain?
Oh, there's an interesting connection between D-Day and donuts. All right, come on. I gotta hear this.
Yeah. And welcome once again. I'd like you to remember, which you can't do, what do you think was the origin of National Donut Day? Nobody knows. It was actually the Salvation Army's involvement in World War I. And there was a group of volunteers that were dispatched to the frontiers with boxes of donuts to give meals to the troops. They had other food, but they found out that donuts were the key to happy people. And these brave volunteers would be known as donut lassies. They would use war helmets as a utensil to fry up 7 donuts at a time. And in 1938, National Donut Day was established as a way to honor the members of the Salvation Army that came to the aid of soldiers during World War I. Today, National Donut Day is widely celebrated as the first day of June, and of course, many donut shops are giving out free donuts. But when the beaches of Normandy, there were Salvation Army people there handing out donuts on that day. Couldn't you believe it? I just want to ask you, I want to give you a couple of numbers here. There are 10 billion donuts made in the US every year. Living in America with the last name of Donut. And there are 13 people whose first name is Donut. And let me see, there's 201 million donuts consumed in America in 2020. It takes 3,660 donuts to reach the top of the Statue of Liberty. And it would take 55 million donuts to go from Long Beach, California to Long Island, New York. So with that said, what's your favorite donut?
All right.
Thank you. I have to end the meeting with that answer. Actually, I am so glad I brought that up. Thank you so much. It was even printed out. This is great today. All right. Now I will introduce our special guest for today. I'm reading this off of the Toastmaster website, so I hope that it's as up to date as possible, but I could be missing something because I know how Lois gets into those roles. And I just saw that you were the district leadership, okay.
Chair.
District leadership chair. That's a role I'm not even aware of, actually. So thank you so much, Lois. Distinguished Toastmaster Lois Margolin has been an officer in at least one of her clubs since she joined in 2012. She is currently a member of 2 hybrid clubs and 1 true in-person club. That might have changed. She is the treasurer of Outspoken Toastmasters and Club Power Speakers. Lois has sponsored 131 Toastmasters. Regarding the district, Lois was the district finance manager 3 times, the district contest chair for the Florida, and technical support co-chair in 2019 when we went virtual. The Blazing Bee division director, club growth director, and program quality director. Lois felt it was important to serve in each role before becoming District 47's district director. On a professional level, Lois is a CPA at her company, and her company is cleverly labeled Lois Margolin, LLC. Lois is a part-time CFO for multiple companies, and Lois Margolin, LLC allows you to do what you do best, manage your business and make money. In addition, Lois has a bookkeeping company that manages the daily accounting activities. Lois loves Toastmasters because it provides her the opportunity to mentor people and help them discover their inner light. She believes there is nothing more powerful and rewarding than helping people find their confidence and their voice. Toastmasters makes her heart sing. Ladies and gentlemen, Lois Margolin, DTM.
It's okay if I don't stand behind the podium, they can still see me, right? All right.
It's a lectern, Lois. It's not a podium.
Thank you very much for
Toastmasters
everybody
nerd
who
trivia.
can show up at 7 a.m. in the morning. That says a lot. And yes, I was the infamous penguin. I would literally stand like this. And I remember Mike Caserta, good to see you, Mike, and Bruce Pokey would tell me, you can move, and I would just be frozen. Finally got out of the penguin and I became the owl. Every time I had to think of something, this is what I would do. And I remember Bruce Pokey going, strange quirks that when we come to Toastmasters, we have to get rid of. And body language is so incredibly important because nobody wants to see you standing up there. Hello, how are you today? It's weird. That's not how we are in real life. In real life, we are moving every which way. Here's how today is going to work. We're going to have a little bit of a lecture. Then we're going to take a break. And then we're going to come back and we're going to break up into Online is going to go into a breakout room. And here we are going to come up to the front. We'll move some chairs so you have lots of room. And we're going to play act. And then we're going to have a competition. Online versus in person. And it will be a lot of fun because it's charades. What's more fun than charades, right? All right, I'm going to get my computer, bring it up here. So like we said, we are going to go ahead and have the discussion. We're going to do a little bit of practice up front where we'll pull up a couple people to do stuff. We'll have the exercise and then a competition. Let's have a discussion. There's good body language and there's bad. The good body language is going to enhance that message. The bad body language is going to detract from your message. So if your body language is this, we all know that's closed off. We all know this is open. It's important that you understand that when you are giving these various speeches. There are multiple ways you can use the stage. You need to command your space. Have you ever been to a presentation where the person's like, hey, how's everybody doing? I was at one of those presentations and I understood the woman was up to like 2 a.m. getting things ready. But the next morning, everything was like this. And I remember going, oh my gosh, stand up, stand up. You can stand straight. Commanding your presence means you have a little bit of that spine. You've got that backbone. You're standing a little bit taller. Every now and then I'll find myself just rolling my shoulders back to make myself stand up straight. Because we do have a tendency of getting lax the longer you're up here. And maybe that knee starts to bend, the shoulders start to round. And it's okay just to go ahead and force yourself a little bit more to put your shoulders back. But remember, no one wants to see one of these. I know, it was very weird. We read this way. 1, 2, 3. Right? Everybody's used to reading that way. That means if I'm doing something chronological, I want to do it in the order that you read. Chronological might be a story where I was born, I got married, I retired. I was born, I got married, I retired. I'm using the space chronologically, and I'm also using it in the order that people are naturally reading. Don't start this way and go that way. You always want to go this way. People naturally understand that. What happens is you are commanding your space. You're controlling it. You're making sure that your first space is your earliest section of chronological. This is your midpoint, and this is the conclusion of your story. It allows you to move across the stage, command your stage, and what's more interesting is if you're not great at body language, it's okay, because you're moving anyway, even though it might be unnatural for you at this point. Groups. I love using groups. So for instance, if the kids are over here and the PTA parents are over here, and I tell you that up front, here are the kids, here are the PTA. Every time I do this, who am I speaking with? The kids. And every time I do this, who am I speaking to? The PTA. Naturally, you know who I'm speaking to, that I don't have to say, kids, I can just go like this and you will understand what I'm saying. If you ever have groups like that, you can always just do one and the other and you don't have to keep repeating the group that you're speaking with. They said it couldn't be done. They were determined to make it happen. You already know what I'm saying and who I'm talking about. I don't have to say, the parents said it couldn't be done. The kids said they're going to make it happen. It's a natural flow and it makes you just a little bit stronger as a speaker. And lastly, if you forget your lines, as we all do at some point in life, there's a body language trick. And I'm probably driving David crazy as I move back and forth, but he's used to that because that's me. If you forget your lines, look at the audience meaningfully. Give them that eye language. And then walk with purpose with your head down. Give yourself time to think and come back with whatever it is that you can say. Because everybody thinks that's scripted. And they're all waiting for that great statement you're going to say when you come back. And don't come back with, I forgot my lines. Just come back with something. 1, 2, 3, walk. You might even have to walk back if you still can't figure it out. Do y'all know what I'm about to say right now? I bet you do. What would you say in this moment? Toss it back to them. Somebody's going to say something that sounds brilliant that you can move with. We all forget our lines. The trick is, how do you use them in your story? How do you use them in your speech? And walking back and forth helps a lot. If you're online, one of the things you can do is stare, look down, and stare. Use your hands to come back. Anything you can do that will distract from the timeline will help you gather your thoughts. Using a prop as a tool. Some of you have been in contests. You know there are members out there that use props as a tool. Props are tricky. They will work every time you are at home. They will work every time you are at work. And then when you go to do it live, it's not going to work 50% of the time. I remember one person had an envelope that they put in their jacket at the end of every speech. Every speech, they put it in the jacket pocket. And wouldn't you know, at this particular moment of the speech, they went to put it in the jacket pocket and it fell. And then they're thinking, okay, do I pick it up or do I just leave it there? And the rest of the speech, they could not think any further because all they could see was the envelope on the floor. It's important to recognize if you're going to use props, what happens when it doesn't work? What happens when you have that apple that you're supposed to take a bite into and it rolls off the table? We've all seen Godfrey do that one. So it happens. Every now and then, props don't go the way you anticipate. So if you're going to use them, have a backup. Props can be for good and they can be for bad. They're supposed to help you define a character. If they are not going to help you define the character, don't use them, because they will blow up at some point. It might not be this speech, might not be that speech, but it's going to be the speech when you're at the division or district contest. Facial expressions. So many times we watch the face. Now, we've all heard the story that body language is 55% of the message, But really, when you think about the face, have you ever talked to someone or watched a speech where they are very much like this? And I'm so excited to be here. You're all looking at them like, really? You're excited? I don't see that. It's not a match. Or I was really sad. And you're going, again, not matching. This has to match your words. You can't just be stoic, because that's also off-putting to many people, especially if you're doing something serious. Because as you're doing something serious, people want to see kind of a solemn face. And if you're doing something fun, they want to see your eyes crinkle. They want to see you smile. So facial expressions much match what you are working on. If you're not sure, practice before a mirror. I remember being in Club Awesome when I first started, man, the mirror was my best friend. I don't know, did I do the cowbell story at this club? I had a cowbell. I don't remember why I had a cowbell, but it was part of my story. And it was 5 a.m. So I must have been coming here because it was 5 a.m. and I went into my extra room, and I'm practicing there. My husband's sound asleep at this point, right? And I'm in front of this mirror and I'm ringing this cowbell. And at 5:15 he comes in, he goes, I'll take that. Just took the cowbell and walked out. So then I was in front of the mirror going ding, 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 and pretending. But I was working with the mirror to enhance what I was seeing, because we don't know what we look like until afterwards when we have the opportunity to look at it online. But it's important to go ahead and understand, are we matching what we're trying to say? And the cowbell was actually kind of fun about that. Practice without words. For anybody that watches TikTok, there is a group out there now that takes songs And through dance, they emulate every word. I've never seen anything like that. Matter of fact, they were doing the House of the Rising Sun, and they're doing house, they're drawing the house, sun. I mean, every word, they had emotion for it. And I'd never seen anything like that. But that is actually giving a speech without any words. And you can do that. And we are going to do that later on today.
Uh-oh.
Imagery. So if you're going to use imagery in your words, in your emotions, again, it has to match what you're doing. They make your speeches compelling. And really what you're doing when you're doing all of this imagery is you're making that compelling story. You're making sure that people understand that you are showing a story and not telling a story. There's a big difference. If you watch some of the winners of the International Speech Contest, they are all over the stage. Mike Carr, remember him when he was online and he was using that camera by going into all corners of the camera. We are all over the stage. 2 volunteers. We'll take one online and one here. Who would like to volunteer? Oh, I can pick people. It's easy. I'll volunteer. All right, come on up.
All right.
Who would like to volunteer online? Oh, great. Tiffany, thank you so much. I know, Tiffany. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. All right. So the first thing is you're going to do the first part. Tiffany's going to do the second part. Is there a way for us to show Tiffany in a bigger picture?
We could do that, or do you need the slides to be up at the same time, or?
No, I can just look at it online here.
I can do it. Let's see, wait a minute. I can do, oh, does that make it bigger?
Look at that. How nice.
There we go. And I've got it spotlighted right now, so I'll just have to switch that when she's ready.
Okay, here we go. You're going to take the first part, and David's going to figure out how to do a quick dance by moving people back and forth. So here we go. I want you to actually be that rock when you are giving a speech. So I want you to give a 1.5 minute speech, but stand still and be a rock. Go for it.
I'm so proud to be a rock. I've always wanted to be a rock. A rock is something you can count on. It's something that's there all the time. A rock is stable. A rock is actually important because the world is a rock. The moon is a rock. There are many rocks out there, and I am a rock. And without having a rock and being a rock, I don't know where I would be. But I'm convinced that if I could come back again, I'd probably choose again to be a rock because there's nothing else like it. And unless you choose to be a rock, you haven't experienced life.
Right? I'm going to stop you right there. Look at the body language. Very straight, very firm. Shoulders are back. This is a fabulous motion if you are giving a serious speech for whatever reason. If you're giving a solemn speech, or if you're a keynote where you have to be behind this, right? You want to make sure that you are standing tall and firm, and you have done a great job of that. Tiffany, you're up. You are going to do something that you're going to make sure that people can see you and that you're looking around from one to the next. Kind of hard when you're online, but that's the challenge of the online piece. Here we go. So we're going to ask you to try and look around so that people feel that you're connecting with them personally.
My husband just took a Series 7 test. This is like the bar, but math. Every waking moment he had flashcards. He was memorizing. He was watching the YouTube channels. He was taking practice exams and practice quizzes. You could hear it from the bathroom, from the bedroom, from the car, while he was working out. Everything was this test. Because if you don't pass, it costs a lot of money. You have to wait another month, and you have to have a sponsor for this thing. I did not envy him. And we were counting down the days. Then we were counting down the hours. They said don't eat anything differently. Don't wake up too early. I mean, there were, I don't know how many questions on this test, and this test had questions like multiple choice between Roman numeral A, B, and C, or Roman numeral, like if the answer, you had to calculate 5 different answers to choose if it was the option 1, 2, and 4, or 3, 6, and 7. Crazy stuff.
Perfect, we're gonna go ahead and stop you there, that was great. We're gonna come back to the evaluation on that. I'd like you to give a 30-second speech, but I don't want you to make eye contact with anybody. Go for it.
My life is a mystery to me. Why I am here, where am I going, and what's the point of it all? Because I didn't ask to be here. I didn't say how long I wanted to be here. Somebody put me here. And who am I anyway? And what's the most important lesson that I've learned from this is who cares?
Okay. What was the difference between the two? What did you see? What did you feel? Anybody want to pipe up? Trisha.
There was a lot more listlessness, is that the word? Just kind of,
Disconnection?
yeah, just not caring. She's saying it, but it doesn't sound like she thinks anyone's listening.
Without making that eye contact, we don't feel it. Now, what did Tiffany do? What motions did Tiffany do? Besides the fact that she knew right where that camera was and she was looking right at it, what were some motions that you can do online that capture the audience? Did anybody notice some of the things that she did? She leaned in.
Right.
She had her head tilted. She would squint when she was thinking about things. But at all times, she was focused on that camera. She knew where it was. A lot of times people don't realize the camera's right there. Why are you looking over there? Because they're looking at the people online. You're supposed to be looking at the camera. We don't care about the people online. Well, we care, but we don't, because we care about what they're seeing. And what they're seeing is you. So if you're on that Zoom call, you need to be focused on where the camera is. Great job to both of you. Facial, oh no, got 2 more. Facial expressions. Give a statement where the facial expression does not match. And Tiffany, you're gonna do this too.
I love you. I really, really adore you.
Okay, very well done. Tiffany, you're up.
When my husband went to the Series 7, he took a rock with him, like a sentimental rock that my daughter had painted. And she wrote to Dad from Soli, and there was just a heart on the other side.
You can see, if you do not match, it definitely makes you kind of laugh and say, what is going on? We don't get it. And I'm going to give you the ultimate slouch. And that's what you don't want to do. You want to make sure you roll those shoulders back. Let's give it up for both of our participants. Thank you very much. You did a great job. Does anybody know what the power pose is?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, there you go. That's the power pose. And you've heard many times that people go into that power pose before they get online or before they actually get into a room, because the power pose gives them that confidence to say, hey, I've got this. The shoulders are back, the chest is out, they're ready for battle. And that's the power pose. What we're going to do now is we're going to figure out how we can enhance emotion. So is there any way to get the gallery up there?
Sure.
What we want you to do is we're going to show you a word, and then I want you to go ahead, whether you're online or you're in person, and show us how you would emit these emotions. And they might be a little bit different in person than they are online. So here we go. The word is emotional. How would you show emotion? Okay, Tiffany's got, I love it, Elaine. Tiffany's got some crying. Elaine's kind of wandering over there. What do we have over here? In person, we've got squinting. How about one of these, touching the heart? I feel it. It's emotional. Thank you. Next one, okay. Everybody know how to do okay? What do you got here, guys? What do you do? Yep, got one of these, got one of these, got the same thing on there. Good job. Next one, little versus big. Mike's got it. There you go, Tiffany and Elaine. We've got, there you go. What is your name?
Anson?
Anson. Anson's got it. He's going little, big. There's lots of ways you can do this. That's one. That's one. Thank you, Tyler. Any others that you can think of? Small, big. There you go. Anything that's actually moving, it's showing you how you can go. Come together. We. Okay, so everybody's doing this. Elaine's doing the prayers. Got some fingers crossed. Yeah, there's Mike. He's doing the hand cross. There you go. So there's lots of ways that you can say we. We come together. But when you finish it, you want to interlock because it's just a little bit stronger. So for those of you that did the interlock, great job. Next, numbers. How do y'all do numbers? This is where you can find out if somebody's from Canada. Are you from Canada? Where are you from? You play baseball? There you go.
I'm from
Okay.
Canada. How can you tell if you're from Canada?
Because they do it like this instead of like this. That's the,
I did not, no idea.
yeah, I was trained on that from somebody from Canada. Yeah, that's the way we were brought up. It's like, didn't know. But yeah, and Elaine's even going into 6. Look at that. All right, almost the last one. If you have 2 groups, how would you actually show the groups? There you go. 1, 2, 1, 2. So if you're online, remember your box. So you want to do it closer to the face, but a little higher. There you go. Perfect, Elaine. You got it. Increase, decrease. Now you would think this is little big, but it's not. So how could you do increase, decrease? Okay, so now we're going up, down. Good, okay. So most people are doing the same thing you did for little big. But what is an increase and a decrease? So you're going from here up to here. So think about it a little bit different because you're doing an incline when you're doing an increase, decrease. This and this is little big if you think about it. But going like that's more of an increase, decrease. Or you could do the line like that, but something that's actually showing that you're going from one corner to the next. It's a little bit tricky, but there we go. Not sure what that one was. Let's see. Strong. Everybody should know this one. There we go. We've got strong. Yep, lots of us. There you go. Nicely done. All right. So this is a great time to take a 5-minute break. Is that what we're going to do? We're going to take a 5-minute break, and we're going to go ahead and come back in 5 minutes. I assume we have a timer.
It's too bad you're not here because we have donuts.
I shared a picture to make jokes.
Tiffany, I believe you signed up as timer. Can you put a clock on?
Yes.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Enjoying you.
Okay. Glad you're enjoying.
Mhm.
Elaine, you want to say hello? Haven't had a chance to hear from you.
Hi, it's really nice to be back in Toastmaster land, and virtual was great. And as I mentioned in the chat, I had an old experience. I came online, my camera wouldn't work. I had to reboot 2 times just to get AOL back up so I could find the link. But it all worked. I'm here. And Lois, I am loving seeing ya.
Oh, it's great seeing you too, my friend.
And being educated and, lured back into the world of improving my public presence. So it's nice to be here.
Good to see you. Is Tiffany a member?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Bring a glucose monitor. I'm gonna see
For
if this does
Superior's
my-
Mistakes, they're supposed to be a
I'm
member of
doing this
another
only
club.
for that
So
reason.
Christine, we're back here.
Oh. That was smart.
I think Christine still has a video square there. And I know she said she was in the car.
She was
or
in the
something.
mountains, she said, so it was she
That'd
was
be
getting off
challenging.
camera because it was breaking up.
They've got a few people. Hopefully they've got another one or two that can go online. Yeah, I know Mike can get online, Tiffany, and Elaine, maybe Andy can.
Amazed to see your car and you and your wife with an experience. How are you doing?
So Anson, are you a member of Club Awesome?
I'm still actually a guest.
Oh,
I'm still like observing and just trying to take in what I can actually get.
okay. Well, I will tell you one thing. It's a great club. I was here for many, many, many years until my job changed and then I couldn't make it in the mornings anymore. But yeah, it's one of those clubs that you need to learn both platforms because in today's world, you need to be able
And
to
you were
work
still going?
here and you need to be able to do that. So it's almost like I tell people, if you're blessed to be in a hybrid club, take advantage of both because I would give the same speech in person and then give it online. Because it's different body motions, it's different way you connect. Like here, you might say, it was this gigantic, but up there, it's like this. So it provides you the opportunity to give that same speech in two different platforms and see how it's being received from the audience. And I would actually encourage you to ask the audience, what did you think about when I did it in person and when I did it online? Because it is different. And you might rock it in person, but online, not so much, or vice versa. You were great online, you were more animated, but when you got in person, you were more. So it is one of the few clubs that has a really good setup with a hybrid that you can take advantage of using the two platforms.
I see. I did have a question about like body language. Can I just get the info? So, I don't know. When you're saying about how you kind of move the way you'd read, kind of left to right from your audience perspective, I did notice that the podium is this kind of like fixed point on the timeline. You won't always have that. Like I don't think TED Talks have like a podium, for example. But I was wondering if like a story involves some of like, now that I'm in this moment, I'm doing some reflection. Would you ever like step back?
Yes. Matter of fact, I did a speech. It was about my leadership journey. And what I did was I started from the club and I was over here. And I remember Frank Cadorna, anybody that remembers Frank, after I had been here for like 2-3 months, he convinced me to be a test speaker. And I thought, oh, I know how to give speeches. I've got this down. I can get evaluated. What I didn't, and so I moved into the area arena.
A test speaker is for an evaluation contest. They're the guinea pig who gets evaluated by, who gets a mega dose of evaluation from different.
Which I did not know. So I thought I was getting one evaluation and I got 6 at 3 minutes apiece, all telling me to slow down. And you know what I did then? I went back to my home club. And so this whole speech, I talked about going into the area, going into the district, something happened, I went back to my home club. So it's an area that people know, I didn't have to stay. Where did I go? I just moved back.
Right.
All right, here,
We're at 5 minutes.
people know. Okay, 5
All right.
minutes. All right. Get my envelope.
There is. Can't wait to see it, Mike.
All right, let's bring the meeting back to order. All the throngs of people in the room, actually we have more people in the room than we did a little while ago. So that's great. Please welcome back our featured presenter for today, Lois Margolin.
Thank you. All right, so we are now going to have some fun. For those online, we're going to go ahead and put you all in a breakout room so you can do this on your own. And we're going to explain how the game is going to work. First off, as you get together, come up with a name for your team. I have an envelope, and in your case, once you tell me who is number 1, I will text them through the chat personally a scene. In here are 5 different scenes. You're going to pick a scene, and then you're going to act it out. no words, and this is not charades. This is not you guessing first word. You're not doing anything like this. First word, okay, it's a book. None of that. You're just acting out a scene. Wait until the presenter is completely finished and see if you can get the entire scene. Okay? So it's not just Gone with the Wind. It might be something, I'm playing hockey and I scored a goal. So somebody has to come in with a hockey stick. And these are things that you can do online, but you will need to be visible. So I'm glad that we've got a few people that are turning on their cameras. Once you get through the whole scene and they guess, if they don't guess, do it again. Don't do it more than 3 times. Tell them what the scene is and then get feedback from the group. Because that's the power of Toastmasters, is finding out what could I have done different that might have made you understand what I was trying to do. I used to have one where we did parallel parking, and there were some people that were so perfect at it that they would just go like this, they go like that, they put their arm behind, and there were other people that were just like, and we're kind of going, well, no, we didn't see the behind part, we're not seeing all the motions. So the idea is have the conversation and see how they're doing. Are there any questions?
Are you speaking during this?
Nope.
No.
This is
strictly
all
off.
quiet. You're not allowed to say first word. You are
Nothing.
just acting out a scene. That's all you're doing. So we're going to put everybody into one room as far as the breakout room. Elaine, you have a question?
Yeah, my question is only one person doing this, or is each person in the group having an opportunity to do a scene?
So there are 5 scenes, and I believe we have 5 people online. How many people do we have online?
In the room, yeah, 5.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 5 people online.
I don't know if Christina's gonna be able to join.
Right, so she might guess what the scene is if she has that opportunity. So each person will get one. So I will be in your breakout room and you will tell me who the first person is. I'll pull one out and I'll type it in the chat just to them. Then you'll tell me who the second is and I'll type it just to them. And those individuals will have their own scene. So each person's going to have their own. Does that make sense? Any questions from the room?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're going to assign us the scene?
No, you guys in line here, you're just gonna pick it out of the envelope.
Okay.
But up there, they're gonna tell me number 1, I'll pull one out and I'll just type it for them, because otherwise, I don't want them to see all the scenes, because then they'll guess, oh, I know what that one is, they're playing hockey and it's a score goals. I mean, it doesn't give you any idea. Some of these are hard, some of these are easy, some are 4 words, some are 20. Just depends what you pick. All right, any other questions? Can't see anybody else, I'm assuming no, right?
No, I think
Okay.
that'll be good.
Let's do it. Don't forget, name your team. We're gonna go ahead and give this to you. Everybody, I would come up here. They're gonna go into their own breakout room so they won't see or hear you. Come on up.
Oh, so everybody.
Yep, everybody up front.
So we have to name our team.
Yep. Awesome.
Okay.
So, alrighty, guys. Name your team.
Yeah. What was
I'm sorry.
How about
Sorry,
we call
guys.
ourselves the Donuts?
All right, who's gonna be number 1?
Fine.
I can just go right around the room as I see it. If that's what you want.
Focused on setting up the breakout rooms.
Okay, Mike Serta. I'm gonna type this to
And
you.
we'll each do it one at a time. So-
Yeah.
Here we go.
Who's going first? That's what. Who's going first?
I was going.
What's
Oh,
that?
you are? Oh, Tyler's going first?
Oh, he's just volunteered. Are we just pulling one out of the thing?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I
Not
don't
yet?
wanna,
Okay.
not until she says
We
that,
have to
but.
wait until she says it.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that what we're doing?
oh, we have the article number.
It's in chat.
So Lois, do we just pick our envelope?
Yep.
Do we start?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
See it, Mike?
That's a lot.
Do you need me to text it to you instead?
Okay,
I do it again.
Can you find the chat?
I think we are.
Are we on?
yeah, I think we're doing it.
Oh,
They changed the way the chat works. You have to click on my name.
I was-
And while you're looking for that, I am going to give Elaine hers.
I think we're just us here doing it. She's trying to talk to the team. So he's into his thing.
Driver's test?
Can wait until he's done.
I do.
Pilot.
Click on my name.
Pilot license. So what
Up
do you
top.
apply? Taking them off?
I will pick up.
You're fine.
Elaine, do you have a moment to do yours?
You're the trainer. You're teaching him how to take off? Oh, no.
No,
Distracted, right?
No.
he's the student. He's the student. I was there.
Was that it? Oh, maybe you're still.
Are we,
Yeah,
do we go all the way through and then they guess?
Yes.
Okay.
Go all the way through.
so student pilot
Okay.
on their first,
He's not done.
I'm
No,
done.
wait. Oh,
Yeah,
we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
we know these things, yeah.
Sorry.
So student pilot on their first takeoff and landing.
Okay,
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
First
Okay.
flying lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not supposed to be just shouting them out till
No.
the one?
We're
I think we're supposed to wait all the way till the end.
And
Yeah, but
then
he
guess
finished
what
though.
he did.
But I finished.
Yeah,
He was
okay.
done at that point,
But
yeah,
we
but
were-
I just wanted to confirm. We shouldn't be shouting out answers.
All right, anyway.
All right,
Okay, who's next?
So that's how it was different than charades.
yeah. Okay. All right.
The floor is yours.
Yeah, let me figure out where the floor starts from this exercise.
All right, Elaine, tell them what it is.
There's a teacher at an examination room and
On a shopping spree.
Very close. I don't know if anyone's gonna get the whole thing, to be honest.
Someone who stole a credit card on a shopping spree?
Andy, you gonna go next?
I was gonna say like impulse buyer just because it wasn't just like one big
everybody
trend, it was like a
received
lot of
something.
smaller stops.
Very good, pretty close too. I don't know how many guesses we're all supposed to, or do you wanna give a guess?
I was gonna say I saw a lot of like the credit card transactions, so a lot of like the shopping, I would say. Don't really have anything else beyond that.
Right.
David's
Anyone else?
totally lost.
Shopaholic on a shopping spree?
Yeah, I thought she was buying tickets for a show initially, but doesn't seem to match up.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, they were saying it while I was doing it. It's Black Friday shopping spree. But yeah, I
Great.
didn't know how to mention the Black Friday.
No, what I
That's the
would
part.
have
How did you do it?
is,
Wait, hold on. How did you do it? Let's see.
I didn't do the Black Friday part, but I grabbed my purse and I just kept giving my credit card. I was,
Okay, what would somebody else have done?
but yeah,
I would have tried acting like I heard an early alarm and I was getting up at the crack of dawn, maybe.
Okay, I've seen it done like this.
Yeah, like
Right,
knocking
so-
people out the
You're
way.
right,
Yeah.
so-
You should have
think
knocked
more.
everyone out of the way when you bought something.
Mhm,
Right, so
mhm.
that kind of brings it more into, oh my gosh, get out of
Right, yeah.
Right, so when you're thinking about it, it's not just, oh, it's a shopping spree, it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, think about what Black Friday
Right,
used to be
right,
like.
right.
So when you're doing these, you really wanna bring in those emotions. Okay, let's see who's next.
Okay.
What?
Oh, you need a chair. Go ahead. Right.
All right, what do you guys think he was doing?
Pretty good. That,
Who's changing a tire?
yeah, he was angry, he was late for something, and he had to stop and change the tire.
One more very important piece.
Oh.
It's
It was
raining.
Yes.
Okay, what could he have done different that would have made that stronger?
The raining?
I got the rain
Over
part.
your head.
Yeah, like
An
trying to.
umbrella.
I think he tried to
He
show.
did try to do
an
I didn't
umbrella.
catch what, now that I know what it was, I
Yeah.
remember something with the hands, but I
It's like a,
didn't, yeah.
Yeah, I got the umbrella part, but I didn't get that it was changing a tire.
Yeah. Got
Okay,
out, he closed the door, and then he sat down next to the tire, and then
Oh.
he took it off. So, like,
Okay,
yeah, that's what
okay.
I was
That's
pulling
because
out.
I was
I've seen
behind him,
people
maybe.
kick the tire.
Ah, that's
I
true.
also would be very aware of your stage because you had your back to 3 people.
Mm.
So when you're doing that, we don't give speeches like this.
Around.
That should have been over here so everybody could see the entire scene. So by doing it facing that way, you kind of limited yourself as to what people can see, just an FYI.
Gotcha. Okay.
Who's
so
next?
it's ready for you to grab one.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one. Maybe.
Oh.
Or you?
Go ahead and take one, but yes, I
Okay.
need to be the victim at some point here.
I'll give you another one. I'll give him a different one.
Got the word there. Maybe just like,
Where's the
I
front?
don't need to sit down, but just maybe like a small prop to help with this. It's okay. Sure.
Wow.
Okay, go for it, guys.
Were you cleaning something?
So like you were making something, you put it in the oven, when it was done, you took it out, and then you dropped it on the ground.
Close, but like I
Very close.
Right?
Do the ending again. Think about a different way to do the ending.
okay. Okay, so I'm
You dropped it. Whatever you took out of the oven, you dropped it on the ground.
And
Burned
he
you.
was,
It
Oh.
burned him? Forgot his gloves?
Oh, is that what the?
Okay, I'm going to ask you to do this.
Oh, boy.
Same
Okay.
one,
Okay.
and see if they can get it. Start from the beginning, though.
Huh.
I'm gonna give them a 5-minute warning. Hold on one second. Okay, 3 to 5-minute warning. Are you guys all done?
We are.
Okay, great. We're gonna bring it back in just a moment. Okay, one thing you want to do is pick who's going to be the victim. I mean, who's going to help and present for your team.
That's pretty good.
I had like it wrapped around my leg. Very nice. Here in land.
Is it cold there?
We've been having a lot of rain and we live in a basement.
As far as I got.
You burnt the cookies?
Okay.
Or the cake fell
Whatever you made,
flat?
you burnt it?
Oh, my gosh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
How did you get there?
That the cake fell flat, because he looked at it and he went like this, and I've been there.
Well, does fell flat means like you physically drop it,
Yeah,
or it's
I
just
thought-
like sunk in?
It's sunk in.
Oh.
Okay.
That's,
Well, like I
But
tried.
I still like where your thought was. with
Yeah.
the-
Yeah, now that I know where you were going with
Yeah,
it, that
like
makes more
it's
sense.
like
Because
you
in the
dropped the
beginning, I
cake
was
on the
like,
floor,
what?
yeah.
Yeah. Drop the cake, but.
Yeah, that's how
Okay,
I
that
would have
makes sense.
interpreted it too.
So let's bring them back if you would, David.
Sure.
It was fun.
I'll give you points for creativity on fell flat.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even think the cake's falling flat. I
Well,
guess
like,
I
I
think
get really good
souffles
at
fall
falling
yeah,
after
flat.
I drop
Yeah.
something that I like.
Because
works
they're not
on.
cooked
Right.
up in the
Okay.
middle.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get them back in here.
It's funny because I got pizza. I got like
Pizza, yeah.
pizza from her dad. I was able to get like, oh, it's actually bacon.
And you don't need to make me, you can just put it on gallery so we can see everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, did you all have fun?
We had fun.
How about online? Did y'all have fun? What was your takeaway? Let's start with Andy. What was your takeaway? Andy, you can speak now.
Some things are easier than others.
My takeaway was that we could all have fun doing charades online, in person, and you can convey messages with your body.
There you go. Did anybody learn anything during that particular session? A way to do something that other people did differently than what you thought? Kind of, sort of.
The more details you add, the easier it is.
There you go.
Yeah. There's a way to act out what you're doing, but if the emotion is missing, you're missing the finer details of that description. So like with the shopping, sure, I'm shopping, but we're talking about a particular kind of shopping. How do you describe that with your body? And like you said, being more aggressive in the action would give that extra detail.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now to finish this up is we're gonna take one person from in person, so y'all have to decide and pick somebody who's gonna be your victim, your presenter. And I believe the online group has already picked Tiffany, is that right? Is that who got selected?
Good.
Okay, so the competitor is Tiffany. Who wants to do it from in person? Whose did you like? Come on.
I nominate Tyler.
Tyler, okay, come on up. So basically you already know the scenes, you've worked on the scenes, you've seen what other people can do. Here's how it'll work. David's gonna pick one scene out of here of just what you've done. So you've already seen other people do it. And that will give them the opportunity to watch in person and us the opportunity to see how they do it online. We'll make Tiffany pinpoint it or however we need to show nice and big.
Okay.
And then that gives us some additional ways of looking at things. So David, would you pick something for Tyler?
Okay.
Does everybody understand what we're doing?
Basically.
Okay.
Well,
We're doing the
Tyler
same
and I
thing, but we're doing-
Did Tyler and I have the
No,
same?
no, you'll have a different one.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just-
I'm picking it. How do I communicate it to him? Do you hand it to
Don't.
him?
That's exactly right. And we'll type it to Tiffany.
And it's the same one. Tyler and I are doing the same one.
No, you'll be doing something different.
Okay.
You'll do
Okay.
a different one.
Go now?
Yep.
Okay.
It's like. All right, does everybody know what that was?
A
Black
map?
Friday shopping. That was Black Friday shopping for those online.
I will.
No, he
Yes.
won.
I
He
got what I
had to
wanted.
buy whatever it was that he wanted. Okay, so you could see in person, and that's a really good one because it's hard. And we had a conversation about it, that originally when you're doing Black Friday, a lot of people are just, I mean, Elaine had a lot of emotion when she was doing Black Friday. The difference, Elaine, on yours versus Tyler is you didn't show the clock starting, like here it is, it's starting, and then pushing people out of the way to get to your item. You were doing a lot of this, you were grabbing stuff, so we knew it was going into a shopping cart. We just didn't know that it was the Black Friday piece. And that really is, if you think of the olden days of Black Friday, is the clock, it's 6 a.m., they're opening the doors, here I am, I'm ready to go. So just kind of ideas of different ways to do things. All right, David, pick one more so that I can chat it over to
Oh,
Tiffany.
okay, cool. Yeah. it's this
You got
one.
one? All right, Tiffany, I'm typing it over to you. Okay.
Tiffany's driving and is delayed and is worried about getting somewhere on time. She's driving in a
Okay.
convertible. Her hair
She
is
got
being
wet.
blown by the wind.
Change a good tire. So she's got a flat tire, it's raining. One of the things we could do for rain, instead of going like this, is the umbrella, like huddled underneath the umbrella. Then you can actually show the motion and then be doing something like this. I've seen people that actually kick the tire out of anger, gosh, can't believe it. So there are different things that you can do. But hopefully what this did for you, this whole exercise, and I think we're just about wrapping up on time, is to show you that you can do an entire story without any words. You just have to open up your imagination. Thank you to both of our competitors. Tyler, I would like your email address. You will both get a $10 Amazon gift card. I appreciate you. And that concludes my role as your body language presenter. Please help me welcome our Vice President of Education. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lois.
That was so much fun.
That
Oh.
was so much fun. I'm so glad I came in person today. I made that decision, like I was telling Tyler, after midnight last night, and that I was gonna order donuts and be here. This is worth it. And I'm so glad I did. Thank you so much, Lois. I hope everyone learned a little something. I thought we might have a few minutes, maybe not to do table topics, but to do sort of an intro for the outro of the meeting. And do you have maybe like a question that everyone could answer for your table topics?
Okay, along the theme,
Whichever, whatever.
okay.
Anything that we can.
We could also just do self-introductions,
Yeah.
a round of self-introductions. Maybe that's
Sure,
as good
sure.
as anything.
Okay. Do that. I know sometimes we like to answer a little extra question with our intro, so
Yeah.
if there was like a little thing that we could do, or we could say.
Okay, what's your favorite donut flavor?
That's right, we did want to know that, so please, we will start on mine, and I'm going to ask everyone just to give a little introduction to themselves, if they'd like to say how they found our club, and then your favorite donut. Let's start with Tiffany, she's the first on my screen.
Hello, I was born and raised in Florida, but then I moved to Colorado Springs, which is where I am now. Then I came back to Florida and I found you all there in Coral Springs, and I was born in Margate. So that's how I found Club Awesome. It's great that you're a hybrid because I've moved around. And if you gave me the choice between Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts, I would pick the Dunkin' Donuts every time. Krispy Kreme's too smushy, and I would get the chocolate frosted from, Safeway or Dunkin' Donuts. Just the glaze with the chocolate frosting.
All right, thank you, Tiffany. Dr. Byrne.
Hi, my name is Dr. Andy Byrne, and I've been a member of Club Awesome since 2012. Joined several months after Lois had joined the club. And my favorite donut would be the Boston cream.
All right, very good. Our returning guest, Elaine. Elaine?
Hi, everybody. I'm Elaine Nieberding from Bel Air, Maryland. I was a member of Online Presenters from 2018 to 2021, and that's where I got to know my fine friends David Carr and Lois Margolin. Now, I am returning to work as a coach soon after being away for a bunch of years, and I'm going to be doing reels. And so today's exercise at using body language was great, and I'll have to do a reel eating a jelly donut.
Thank you, Elaine. She's so cute. All right, let's go to Mike. Mike Caserta.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. My name is Mike Caserta. The reason I joined this group of Toastmasters is that back in the day, we met at the Carl Square Mall, which was about 2 or 3 blocks from my house, though I never walked to a meeting. And that's how I got started there. My favorite donut is similar to Tiffany's. I like the chocolate frosted. And if the donut is fresh, I like to have some sprinkles on it so it doesn't get all over me while I'm eating it. Back to you, Tricia.
All right, thank you, Mike. I get that logic. If it's soft and warm, all the sprinkles sit inside the icing instead of falling all over the place. All right, in person, let's ask Gail to come up since she's the first on my screen and the first in front of me.
Thank you. So I first started in Toastmasters in Toronto, Canada about 100 years ago, and they lost all the records, so I was never able. About a year ago, I joined Club Awesome just by looking on Google, Toastmasters near me, and here I am and having a great time. I have a chart here of all the favorite donut flavors, and what I'd like to say is that the glazed donut is #1 by far, followed by Boston cream, which is also my favorite, followed very closely by chocolate frosted. So all of us have hit on those, and jelly filled is after that, and then a drops down after that. Who likes cake donuts anyway?
All right, then we get to, my name is Tricia. I'm the VP of Education this year. I've held a few different officer roles and have been here since January 2020, right before the great Handy Wendy, some people like to call it. And ever since then, I've been utilizing Club Awesome for my presentations at work mostly. I do conferences every year, so this is a great way to either practice those things or at least practice the motions of those conference moves. My favorite donut is not listed in the top 3. It's probably one of the donuts that people like the least. It's the French cruller. I don't know why,
Oh,
but I love that donut. Where is that on the list?
That's on the list. Let's see, where's French cruller? Never had it.
It has this.
Oh, you know what? It's not on here.
Interesting. Exactly. So it's not even on the list.
Bear claws.
But
No, it's not even
yeah,
there.
French crullers. I don't know why, but I love them. Other people are like, "Bleh, what kind of weird?" Love it. All right, David, come on up. While he eats his donut.
Yes, well, just for illustration purposes. The one I have here is what my high school friends and I used to refer to as the chocolate disgusto donut. And it was legendary in our group because we had, all I remember is a high-speed race through the back roads of Connecticut, chucking donuts out the window at each other. Because after playing Dungeons and Dragons, we would go out late at night to the donut shop. Get in the middle of the night, we'd get their first batch of donuts. Apparently, we had a surplus of them because we used them driving 2 cars, throwing donuts. I don't quite really remember the exact logistics of it, but it was hilarious at the time. I should also mention in Toastmasters context, I got invited to give a speech at the Toastmasters International Convention, or I'll be on a panel at the Toastmasters International Convention about club growth on a budget. To help me grow this club so that I don't look like a fool, telling them that all about the wonders of club growth on a budget, and they'll look me up in the system and say, "Wow, they only have." Anyway, we need more members, and we're going to be working on that.
All right.
Thank you, Tricia.
More donuts means more members.
All right, Tyler, come on up.
Tyler Store, for those of you that don't know me, and it is maybe a donut, maybe not a donut. That's for you to decide. But low key, 7-Eleven has the best apple fritter that exists.
Yes. All right, thank you, Tyler. Stephen, and then Anson can come up last.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm Stephen Carr. I'm a guest that shows up sometimes because I happen to be related to David Carr, much of a surprise. I am a fellow Dunkin' and French cruller enthusiast, and I also recommend trying one of their recent additions, the orange donut. Donut. It just has like a simple kind of like white frosting, just kind of like striped across it. It's very good.
All right. And our in-person guest, Anson, come on up.
Who has an application, all right? Yeah. Anthony, you have an application on here?
We'll get you that website.
Hello, everyone. It's Anson again. I'm working towards my undergrad in business analyst. How I found out about Toastmasters is through family connections, specifically through my mom's PT doctor. And this is gonna break the streak, but I don't particularly have a favorite donut, nor do I have a particular type or brand of donut. I usually just grab whatever is left in the box, and I just say, all right, let's go with that. So that being said, that's all I really have to say about today. It was a really fun meeting, and thank you so much to our lovely guests. So I hope to see you more.
All right.
Thank
you, Anson. All right, we got everyone but Lois. Come on up.
Okay. want to thank you all for having me here today. David, I was honored that you asked me to present. This is always one of my favorite presentations. As far as donuts, jelly donuts roll. Oh, well, maybe it's roll, but roll sounds kind of good, doesn't it? Anyway, that's what I like, and I'll go for those jelly donuts any day. Thank you very much. Back to you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Lois. That concludes today's meeting. We're ending a little bit early, but that's good because then we can sign up for next week. So I don't have it in front of me right now, but I'll pretend to be a waitress with the mind of steel, and I'm gonna put them right into that computer as soon as we're done, because I know everyone's going to choose a role, right?
Yes, we are.
All right, so if there is anyone who's already signed up, you can tell me what you've signed up for, but if you'd like to shout out something, especially, let me make this kind of last ditch effort to implore us to get some speeches on the books. We are looking at about 3 weeks left, basically, before the end of the Toastmaster year. That means you can get at least 3 speeches in. We're going to even give, some of us are going to be working sort of in tandem with someone else to do some speeches that can be evaluated by a fellow Toastmaster and signed off for the final, ending of the Toastmaster year. We want to make sure that we are putting as many education points on the books, because it means that we're using this club not only to network and have fun and learn new things, but practice what we came here for, which is speaking and learning and practicing to speak well week over week. So if you haven't spoken in a while, or you have a level that you just have one more speech to complete, I am asking you to please sign up to do that. So outside of the speeches, do we have a Toastmaster of the day that can sign up? I was Toastmaster of the day 2 weeks in a row, so I feel like it gives me the power to just choose somebody, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see if anyone would like to volunteer first.
I'll do a
David stepped out of the. You'll do Toastmaster?
I'll do a speech.
Okay, all right, great, thank you, Tiffany. Tiffany's doing a speech. Dr. Bird, what would you like to do?
I'll do speech too.
All right, these are speeches that are going toward a level, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Anyone else? Speech or role for next week?
I'll take Toastmaster.
Toastmaster of the day. Okay, Gail's got Toastmaster of the day. We don't have Christine on, but we have Mike. Mike, what role would you like?
I'll do table topics. Do we have a
Table
theme yet?
topic, very good. Nope, nothing yet, or at least not off the top, but we'll check that out. And
Okay.
so
I guess
we've
Gail
got
gets to choose.
Toastmaster of the day, table topics, and I'm gonna sign up as timer then. Anyone else? Tyler, do you know if you'll be here next week?
I'm not positive yet. I'm going out of town for a few weeks and I don't know if I leave Friday or
Okay.
we might leave Saturday or something, but I don't know.
Well, that's a good start. We kind of got the backbone going of the meeting and its roles. So thank you all so much. We'll obviously need evaluators for our speeches as well. So if you'd like to sign up for that, we'll see what comes next week, if there's going to be any double duty, but hopefully we get someone to sign up for all the roles. And I think that's it. Thank you all so much. It's not this weekend, right? It's next weekend. That's Father's Day. Next Sunday?
Right.
Yes, okay, so get prepared. This is your last weekend to go shopping for Father's Day and then celebrate next week. But thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you learned a little something and you'll utilize it in your next speaking engagement. And have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Next Friday is Friday the 13th.
Yeah, great.
Phobia.
See everybody, everyone.
Yes.
Okay, Tyler, take care. Good to see you, Tyler.
Get better soon.
Thanks for coming, Tyler.
Yep.
Yes.
I have a question.
refer to like when you're online, like through Zoom, you said there's like a body language for like if you forget something and you don't want to like.
Right, so what you're trying to do is when you're looking out, you purposely look down, like make sure they know it's on purpose. You can look up a little bit and then look back down. So that way they know, oh wait, this is on purpose. This isn't that. You're reading your script or anything. So keep your eyes closed, otherwise they think you're reading the script.
Is that looking?
And give them a
Okay.
little smirk.
I'm gonna shut down the Zoom room unless anybody has something else they wanna say or
Give
share.
them a little smirk like,
Okay.
yeah, I know something you don't.
David, so Christine had said that we were doing a board meeting right after the meeting. I guess she's not here, so we're not doing that. Is that correct?
That would be correct. Yep. We'll have to
Okay, sounds great. You have a great weekend.
Yep.
do without that.
Thanks a lot, David. It was fun.
All right, well,
Good
thank
seeing
you.
you, Elaine.
Thank you, Elaine. I'm glad you were able to make it.
It was lots of fun. Of course, yesterday, see, I wasn't paying attention to the days because I came online yesterday morning thinking it was
Okay.
Friday. I was completely discombobulated, and I got in the Zoom room. And it's like, where is everybody? And it's like, oh yeah, it's Friday.
Okay.
So anyway, this was fun. Take care,
Take
everybody.
care.
Well,
Bye-bye.
come back anytime. We are doing this, another workshop on the 20th, the personal branding one, which also should be very good. And I expect it to be a little bit better attended, as well, so.
And indeed, let me know if you're going to be up Baltimore way, and yeah, we'll find a way to get together. I think that would be
Yeah,
good.
we were just there. I wasn't sure actually how far you were from Baltimore, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right up the I-95 corridor in Bel Air, so depending
Right.
on where you are in Baltimore, but you can get
Yeah,
most places.
Often we don't have a car. We'll fly up and then take the light rail into downtown, but it depends. But I'll let you know the next time we're up.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'll come into Baltimore. I'm not that far.
Okay. Cool.
That
All right,
would be
thank
great.
you.
All right.
See you soon.